Hello,
Hi.
it's David and Siobhan here, speaking as Grace in action. Um, so October is Baby Loss Awareness Month, because did you know Ronald Reagan declared that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I didn't until yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan. Who'd have thought? Hey Emma, hey John. Um, and this week from the 9th to the 15th is Baby Loss Awareness Week. So we thought we would try and say something that was on our minds every day this week. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Today, what do we want to talk about?
Today we've been thinking about the innocence of
Thanks, Warren.
not knowing what it's like to have your baby die. The before, basically, and that's been really on our minds because of how we made Grace's pregnancy announcement. David, has a bit of a flair for the dramatic.
Because I am dramatic.
And he had the idea to kind of kind of tease everybody a little bit and do this thing where we'd both change our profile pictures to the number 5 and then the next day the number 4 and sort of do a visual countdown type thing, finally resulting in the announcement of our pregnancy with Grace, which we did.
With absolutely no idea. I mean, you don't have any idea that that child would die before it was born.
Yeah, but the real kicker is now this stuff's coming up on Time Hop.
So, for those of you who don't know, Time Hop is something that links to your Facebook and your Twitter and your pictures and stuff, and it brings up memories from yesteryear.
Yeah.
And the shocker was, so what's come up in our Time Hop this week is the countdown.
5, 4, 3,
which
2.
means completely unaware, because, how would you know?
Because we were innocent.
We announced the
Grace's pregnancy basically at the beginning of
Baby Loss Awareness Week. We had no idea such a thing even existed. Had no idea that Grace would become one of those lost babies.
Yeah.
It's just been really... It came up and Siobhan just said to me the other day, does this mean we announced Grace's existence in Baby Loss Awareness Week? And it was just... And that meant nothing to us. And we knew babies died. We knew there was stillbirth. We know about miscarriage. We know about neonatal loss. But you don't really know.
No.
Until you know. And I think it's the fact that you know these things happen, but what you don't know is everything that comes after it. The post-traumatic stress disorder, for want of a better term. You don't know these things.
No.
What was the research we saw?
What was that about?
Genetic...
epigenetic, yeah. The trauma of the death of a baby changes you on a fundamental level, on an epigenetic level. It actually changes the chemistry in your brain. It's mad. It's...
Yeah, Warren here says, Warren, who's in a similar position to us, says, I had to turn Time Hop off, too many triggers, and I get it. And we deal with those triggers, because, sometimes they're, sometimes you just can't.
But also, sometimes it's a good way for us to share our grief together, because, life gets in the way. It's so easy for life to get in the way, especially with... our sunshine baby Alana, or baby, she's 6, and our rainbow baby Kira. We haven't been to visit Grace since July.
July?
Yeah, it was July. We went and had a picnic at her grave, and we haven't had time. And then we've had car problems, so we haven't been able to drive because it's sort of like an hour away. It's really hard. So sometimes having those things come up in Time Hop, as difficult as they are also really nice, because they give you cause to pause for a moment and think about her and talk about it and maybe have a little cry with each other and yeah.
The title of this little Facebook Live we said was Innocence, because I think that comes from, stuff like not even knowing there was a Baby Loss Week to now being so aware and having met so many people. There's a few people on here I would have never have met. Warren, Louise, Scott, Sophia, and many more. Natalie, hi Natalie. All these people I would never have known. Really nice people who I wish I'd never met.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But that innocence that comes with it, and we often look at pictures of of ourselves before Grace died, and you kind of look at them and you go, who are those people? Don't quite recognise them. They look so carefree and innocent.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. And
Well, we were.
Yeah.
We didn't know any worse. Not better, worse. The
worse.
other thing that's on my mind is I'm really sorry if we upset anybody, because after Grace died, quite a few people that we know contacted us and told us about things that they'd been through. And I mean, our hearts were just breaking all over again, because they'd been through all of that in silence and behind closed doors. And maybe you know, some people don't feel able to share, and I totally understand that. He's the sharer, really, not me.
Oversharer.
The oversharer, yeah. The earbeführer, I know, sorry. Yeah, he's the oversharer, really. But and just thinking back that we did that in total innocence, and not, you know, what if one of our friends who'd been through something that they hadn't felt able to share, you saw that, and, you know, that upset them during that time. That's what's on my mind as well. Maybe it makes me a little bit more forgiving of people who say things that are a bit inappropriate or do things without thinking.
They don't get it.
No.
And how could they?
And neither did we.
No. Some things, though, you've just got to be a bit of an idiot to get wrong.
Yeah. Like, oh, they're in a better place. No,
well,
they're not really.
That one, I can get why people say that. No. And I think I can see how they...
He does this all the time. I'm like, this is so bad. And he's like, no, well, maybe I'm
not defending it. I just
Seriously.
get it.
They're not in a better place. They should be with us. Here, this is what we have instead. We have a teddy. We have Grace's bunny. I don't want to cuddle a fucking bunny. Sorry. I want my daughter.
No, tell it how you feel it. Tell it as it is. Yeah, no, I quite agree.
She's not in a better place.
No.
Okay, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it really. It was just talking about, I don't know, I feel like we're different people. Do you know what? Every experience changes you. This has just changed us in a way that I never... Sorry. Yeah, Warren likes your quote. Your quote has gone down in history. I don't want to hug a fucking bunny.
Oh, yeah, there we are. At least you have another daughter. Yeah, we had that one. Or at least you can have more. Well, actually, how do you know that? You don't know that. You just didn't, yeah. Psh.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's a weird one that gets me, because people often say you're gonna have another one. You should have a boy this time. Like, I just want it to be alive.
Yeah,
couldn't care less what sex is. Just want it to be alive. Yeah.
Apparently, we've got a lot to share. Then we thought we might last 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was just that innocence, who we were, who we are, completely different people. And I know there's a lot of people listening here who know that feeling. And kudos to everyone who's still standing, man.
Yeah, still standing.
Just quite a couple of things people are saying. Warren says, I hate how people assume... Oh, it's gone. I hate how people assume when you have a sunshine or a rainbow that somehow takes away the pure hurt. Yeah. Natalie says, it's not just the not knowing. Our children leave a hole their shape that could only be filled by them.
Yeah.
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 One thing I always say is your angel is always around you in everyday spirit. Although they are not here in an external shell, they're still with us. The worst one was my mother telling me that it was God's will. And you're an atheist, Nikki. Excellent. That's what you wanted.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. One of the things I think is really important about awareness is there's so many sides and angles to this that people don't get, and the fact that it never goes away. I was talking to we spoke somewhere at a hospital, and we were, thanks Jamie, good to see you. was talking to a chaplain who was talking about an 83-year-old woman who said, I can't remember the name of her son, my son would be 41 this week. And without thinking, she knew exactly how old he would be and when. It doesn't...
You don't even know how old you are. You have to do the maths.
Yeah, there you go. It's true.
But she knew. She knew exactly how old her son would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll never forget. Well, what's the Sands motto? Always loved, never forgotten.
Mm. So, thanks for coming on. We're going to go and hug the bunny. Because that's what we got.
To be fair, actually, I hug the bunny. You don't hug the bunny.
Oh, I look at the bunny wistfully sometimes.
It's my bunny.
Yeah, do you know what, Nikki? I am a Christian, but I don't think that death is ever God's will. I think that's the state of the world we live in, and I don't think that... Yeah, I don't personally think that God looks down going, well, I don't think God thinks we're in a better place either. I think God believes that a child's place is with his parents. And I say that as a Christian, so someone saying that to you as an atheist must really be a kicker. There you go. Okay, Murad, you obviously don't understand it. No one's talking about hating Muslims, and the fact that you need a serious relation isn't appropriate when we're talking about the death of our children. So, goodbye to you. Locked. Yeah, so I'm going to say, actually, if there's anything in here you have said you think's important, then share it, because we're all about raising awareness, having people understand that which is beyond their ability to understand as best they can.
Yeah.
Because this
You
journey...
wouldn't wish it on anyone,
You wouldn't wish it on anyone. This journey goes on, and it doesn't fade away. You learn how to operate around it, but it's always part of you, and I don't think people really understand that. And the other thing is, tell people to ask questions. If people don't understand, ask. We don't mind answering questions. We don't mind hearing our children's name, because we've already been hurt enough. There's very little people that want to know can do to hurt us, unless you're a complete arsehole.
Yeah, and it's much easier to say, you know what, I'm really sorry, I can't talk about it at the moment, than it is for somebody to flounder around and say the wrong things and then you get upset.
Yeah.
Much easier.
So, yeah. I think we're done.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've done this, and it's amazing. It's really cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. Check out the Grace in Action YouTube channel. It's called Grace in Act on YouTube, and subscribe.
You don't sound sure about that.
Because I'm not sure.
It might be called Grace in Act. I don't know. He's the one that does all the techie stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Signing out. Love you all.